out for him.
Just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
How y'all doing tonight? So I've been living in the LA area for about 3 months now, and it's been fun. I'm trying to break into filmmaking, and I'm also looking for love in LA, and that's been kind of hit or miss. My problem is that I don't know a whole lot of people in the LA area, and my roommate slash best friend is like the suckiest wingman you have ever seen in your life. The problem is that, first of all, he's a good-looking guy, so I have to compete with my wingman right away. And he'll be trying to chat me up to a girl, and he's like, you and Eric have a lot in common. I think you two would really hit it off. And the girl's like, oh, that's so interesting. So what do you do? And I can just feel his ego getting bigger as I'm saying this right now back there. Keep it in your pants tonight, okay, buddy? And when I'm trying to talk to a girl that he knows, I'll be talking to her, and I'm like, I think things are going really great. And then all of a sudden, she's like, so tell me about your friend Charlie. What's his deal? Does he have a girlfriend? So without realizing it, the guy who's supposed to be my wingman, I turn into his duff. I was at a New Year's Eve party that he was hosting a few years ago, and all day long he's talking about this girl who's going to be at the party. And he's like, yeah, she's great, she's hot, she's Asian, because I have a thing for Asian women. And she likes video games, she likes movies, you two will really hit it off. I'm like, okay, sounds great. And then later at the party, he points her out to me, and I'm like, oh man, you weren't kidding, she is hot. So I look over and I'm like, dude, introduce me. And he's like, okay, I got your back, bro. And he walks and he's like, hey, everybody, say hi to my friend Eric over here. Like, really, dude? I hate you so much right now. So sometimes I try to fly solo when I'm looking for love, and it doesn't always work out. I go to bars and try to meet women, and, whenever I try to go talk to a woman, I usually try to rehearse what it is I want to say. And then I prepare myself for a certain number of responses that she might give to what I say. And then I could go up to a woman and I can be like, has anyone ever told you like Jennifer Lawrence? And if she says something like, oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, you're so sweet. What's your favorite Jennifer Lawrence movie? And then we're off. It's like, I can build on that. But if she says something like, no one's ever said that to me before. Who do people think you look like? And then it's like, improv. I don't do improv. But of course, if she says something like, who's Jennifer Lawrence? I'm out. And one time I went looking for love at a party, and it went especially wrong. We were at a party, and things were getting kind of dull, and so everybody decides to play truth or dare, because that always helps. And somebody dares me to do a striptease on the hottest girl at the party. And I had just the right amount of, I had just the right number of drinks in me, like I do now. And and I decided to do it, and I had fun. I think she had fun. I get down to my boxers, and I'm doing dancing, I'm grinding. And then later on, after the striptease, and I put my clothes back on, we start talking on the couch, and, things are going really well. And then she's like, have you ever been to this place called the Nowhere Club downtown? And I'm like, no, I don't think I've ever heard of it. Well, it's this really great club. You should go. And I think, great. I think she's asking me to go clubbing with her. We're going to go out. And then all of a sudden, she's like, it's a gay club. I'm just like, okay. I mean, I got nothing against gay people. I just never thought to go to one of their clubs. And then all of a sudden, she's like, well, aren't you gay? I'm like, no, you're not gay. No. And then she starts to process everything that's happened that night, and she's like, at that point, I got up out of the couch, and I'm like, did not want her to process all that. So another place that I go to looking for love is, I'm a bit of a geek, as you might be able to tell. So I go to a lot of sci-fi and comic conventions around the country. And one thing that you can do to spark conversation with a girl at one of these things is you can dress up or cosplay. And I'm a big believer in dressing up in costumes at these things that you can actually pull off with your body type. And, I have no illusions about my body. I know I'm a big guy. So I believe in doing costumes that I can actually do. And I think I could probably do maybe Jack Black in School of Rock if I wanted to do that. Or if I wanted to dress up as the Seth Rogen version of the Green Hornet, I could probably pull that off. But you're not going to see me walking down the showroom floor dressed up like a Spartan from 300. That's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't share my philosophy about these costumes when they're going to these conventions. I was at San Diego Comic-Con a couple years ago, and I'm walking down the aisles, and I go to the Star Wars booth, and I'm checking things out. Everything's looking all cool, and I turn, and I see this woman dressed up in a Slave Leia costume. And it was kind of like one of these what-if scenarios. Like, what if Luke hadn't rescued Leia from Jabba's palace? Spoiler alert. And Jabba and Leia had made a baby together. Hey, big boy. You want to get with a real princess? Ha, 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 ha. It was at that point I started rethinking the whole gay bar idea. That's my set. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me.
Guys, our next comic, he's a producer at the Comedy Store. Very nice, right? Maybe he can give you a spot. Yeah, because you're gonna be great there. Put your hands together for Jimmy Shin. Give it up for him. Woo! Bravo.
Give it up for Luce, our host, everybody. For teaching me Korean. Yeah, you guys didn't know it, but she's actually Korean, but she did a bunch of coke tonight, so. Her eyes got kind of big. But man, welcome to date night here at the Ice House. I see a lot of hot girls tonight. See a lot of hot women.